In this session, I'm going to talk about three types of impact printers: the line printer, dot matrix printer, and the thermal printer. Excuse me if I have in the previous video classified thermal printer as a non-impact printer. It is an impact printer. A line printer is a high-speed printer which is capable of printing one line at a time. The advantage of a line printer is it can print up to 3000 lines per minute. That means it is extremely fast. But the drawback is it's not capable of printing graphics. It generally prints one particular type of font. Font means only one particular style. You can't have big styles, italics, and all those stuff. It's extremely noisy. Print quality is low. But since the cost of printing is low, it is used for bulk printing and advantages of high speed printing. Being an impact printer, it's capable of printing or producing carbon copies. Now let's take a look at the next impact printer, which happens to be your dot matrix printer. This is an example of a dot matrix printer. Okay, you can see this is the print head consisting of a number of pins. So it can consist of, like in this case, this has 4 plus 3, 7 pins. This has much more number of pins. So the more the number of pins you have, the better quality of the printout. Here you can see the A formed has better quality compared to the A formed using just 7 pins. So the more number of pins, you're going to get better quality of print using a dot matrix. The dot matrix printer is probably the most widely used low cost printer. It's used in small businesses, large industries, almost everywhere. The thing with the dot matrix printer is it can just print one character at a time, that too dot by dot. Okay. The printing is extremely slow, it's heavily noisy, it can print carbon copies, and it prints around 300 to 500 characters per second. The way a dot matrix printer works is the print head has to move. The print head moves forward, backward, sideward. Okay, it moves back, it moves forward, it moves up, it moves down, and striking the print head pins against the ribbon which in turn hits the paper, and then it produces the image on the paper. So the print head moves front back. For example, it goes here, then it goes here, then it comes down, it goes prints here, it goes here, then it again maybe comes down here, goes here, here, then it prints all this, then it comes back here, goes here, like this. So this is how a print head of a dot matrix printer works. Now, if I have told you earlier, the more the number of pins, you're going to have better the quality of output. So this particular is used for low quality printing. You can print graphics, you can print color using colored ribbons, but generally it's used for black and white printing, but it's extremely noisy. So this is all about your dot matrix printer. Now let me just talk about one last type of a printer, which happens to be your thermal printer. Thermal printer, you have almost certainly seen it being used. If you go to hotels and all, you will find it the print being done on a thermal paper. So how does a thermal printer work? The images or characters are formed by electrically heated pens striking against a heat sensitive paper, which is also known as a thermochrome paper. So what happens here is a heated electric pen strike against a paper which is sensitive to heat, and once it strikes, characters are produced on that thermal paper. It is used in hotel billing counters, it is used in fax machines. It is inexpensive, but the print quality produced is extremely low. But then it has a major drawback. The image formed on a thermal paper tends to darken or get washed over a period of time, and it gets fades due to exposure to light. So when it's exposed to light and thing, it tends to fade, it tends to smudge, it tends to darken. So this kind of printer is used for low cost applications like fax machines, hotel billing counters, and so on.